Wendy Spring Classic Softball Invitational is our showcase game between two Ashland County rivals, the Ashland Lady Arrows and the Hillsdale Falcons. We got all the action coming your way on your smartphone, TV, PC, tablet, any smart device, and it's coming your way next.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, he just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome inside the Frito-Lay pregame shows. We get ready between these two Ashland County rivals, two of the longest playing teams in the Wendy's Classic. The 20th appearance for Hillsdale coming in with a record of 5-3. The 27th appearance for the Ashland Arrows coming in with a record of 5-2. And there is Wendy. Travis Berardi alongside Brian Skowronski. Welcome back. Biggest crowd out here for the showcase game as well between these two teams, and some great storylines. Hillsdale, you know, one of the powerhouses in Division 4, and in Ashland, a team that could turn some heads behind the arm of Brandolyn Reimer, who just 6 months ago was in a car wreck that really, you know, messed her up for a while. But she comes out and has been nothing but dominant this season.
October 3rd, she gets in a rough car wreck. Car pulled out in front of her and just was no avoiding it. 3 herniated discs, a concussion, and a right thumb injury later to go along with a bunch of bruising. Talked to her before the contest. She said that she couldn't stand for more than 20 seconds at a time just 6 months ago. And then you fast forward to now, check this out, getting the start here in the main game, biggest stage at Brookside Park. About to deliver the first pitch.
And we are underway in the showcase game. Strike right down the middle, and you know, her first game back on dirt against actual competition. What does she do, Brian?
Well, it went pretty well, Travis. She had only been throwing in the gym up to that point, and then season opener against Norwalk, and she decided, you know what, we're here. How about a no-hitter to start things off? First time back in action after the injury, so, you know, it's one of those stories that, you know, it's more like a fairy tale or something that you would see like on Disney Channel, or just something that's not really real life, but that's oftentimes what those type of stories are based off of, real people doing crazy, amazing things like Brandolyn did, and extraordinary person, and she's looking forward to even getting healthier, even though not right now. She's got a little bit of dirt in the eye. And
yeah, it's still quite windy out here, but some of her stats, she's 3-0 this year. She's only given up 16 earned runs, 16 hits, only 9 walks. She struck out 47. I think she said she's, 68 away from a school record?
Yeah, she's on pace to overtake Joni Durr, who 94 through 97 season had almost 500.
Ooh.
And there's a long
Kylie
turn.
They played up on her, and she actually knocked it over the heads of the outfielders, but took a tumble rounding first. It's going to be a single, but nonetheless, the Lady Falcons, first batter, first hit.
Doesn't have to look pretty as long as you get on base and you stay there.
Kylie with a .480 average coming into this one. A younger squad, said head coach Hannah Moore beforehand. It was funny, the last time I saw Hillsdale, her name was Folk. She's gotten married, she's had a kid since then, and now, you know, leading this younger Hillsdale squad that before last season had 4 straight trips to at least a regional, but last year a kind of a letdown, losing in the district semifinal to Mogador 7-5.
And she's the first one to tell you that's not up to their standards, not making it to at least a district championship game. It's a program that, of course, accustomed to hanging banners out there. They don't even keep records. That was the thing that stood out most to me, as Reimer almost double up. A little too hot with that throw over to first base. Probably should have taken something off of it. But yeah, I thought that was interesting at Hillsdale. They don't worry about records, just wins.
And they don't worry about batting average as well, as that's Hillsdale softball. You get the lead on, you either get a steal or a bunt over. The bunt didn't work that time, but you're going to see that a lot from Hillsdale. They're going to try and steal a couple runs from you by playing small ball. Taylor Morgan now up the bat. She's batting .370. She's also going to have the start on the mound for Hillsdale tonight. We'll go into her pitching numbers in the bottom of the inning, but .370 average, 7 singles, 3 doubles, 3 walks, a run, a stolen base, and 3 ribbies.
.420 on base percentage. Always love seeing those numbers high when you're a coach. Anytime you can get girls on the base path, positive things happen, of course, offensively.
The 0-1 pitch. Right at the letters for the strike. 0-2. You'll see from Brandon Lynch, she has kind of like a twisting motion before she goes into her throw. It could kind of throw off a batter because you're used to just the arm motion, the swinging motion, but she does a couple extra things to get herself a little extra heave in it. That one taken for a ball, 1-2.
And in the great article that I read by Chris Snow, who's actually up here in the booth with us, mentioned about Brandon that she had to not totally reconfigure her throwing motion, but it's not exactly the same as it was a season ago or even 2 years ago. With the fused disc now in her back, things are a little bit different for her.
Yeah, and it's just amazing seeing her already back out here doing what she loves, and that's striking batters out. As that's strike 3 right there for the second out of the inning. Now bring up Belle Dalton.
The first baseman, number 22, Belle Dalton.
Dalton, the best hitter on the team. She's only hitting .679. 9 extra base hits to go with that, 14 RBI, and she also has a stolen base on the year. So we'll see what Reimer does against her. She fouls off the first pitch.
Yeah, this is a pretty juicy matchup in the first inning here. Cleanup hitter against Reimer on the big stage. A lot of fans packed here in the stands, as you mentioned. Definitely the biggest crowd that we've seen over the last couple of days.
Yeah, this is perfect weather too. The wind's dying down a little bit. It's got a little bit warmer out. This is perfect. This seems like late May, early June softball right now. And it could be like a tournament game with these two teams on the field. The 0-1. Down to third underneath the glove. It's first and second with 2 out here for Hillsdale. They got a duck on the pond.
Yeah, hit right at the freshman. Taylor Schmitz out there on the corner.
Just underneath her outstretched glove. And now Molly Goon with a chance to record at least her 8th RBI of the year. Batting .333, 5 singles, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. She already has the season cycle. She's also walked twice.
Just runs in the bloodlines. You've seen a lot of goons pass through the program. All of them, of course, exceptional softball athletes. But you got to be pretty good if you're going to put on that Falcon uniform.
I mean, can you call Hillsdale a dynasty? I mean, they've won a state championship every, 4 or 5 years? It seems like since 2002.
Yeah, I think for the sport of softball, they're as close as there is. You know, there's other sports, of course, around the state, like a wrestling where it's the same teams winning it time after time after time, or there's some swimming dynasties out there, tennis. But for the game of softball, I mean, Hillsdale's as close as you can possibly get, I'd say.
The 0-1 fouled off. And Reimer is ahead 0-2. But even last year in their district semifinal loss, they were Keystone's lone loss, and it was in this Wendy's Classic last year. So, you know, even though they didn't get a good finish, they've had some really good wins in the regular season. The 0-2. Fouled off again. Goon stays alive at 0-2.
Just saw Keystone about a half hour ago knock off Kings. They'll be advancing to the semifinals in their pool. Big pitch here for Brandolin.
Another 0-2 from her. Just outside, it's 1-2.
Wise pitch. Don't give her anything, even on the plate. Try to get her to chase. That's what you buy yourself and afford when you get ahead in the count.
Absolutely, you can play a little bit further outside of the zone to see if the umpire will call it or not. Runners on first and second, 2 down here, top 1. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up the second. And it drops over the glove of Baker. 1 run will score, and Hillsdale out on top. That wind just carried it just enough to get over the outstretched glove of Marcy Baker. And Hillsdale strikes.
Yeah, that's a tough way to extend the inning here if you're Ashland. Looked like that was going to be, a can of yams. And instead,
they're going to call it an error.
Yeah, it should be. A little gust of wind, misplayed, and now they've got runners on the corners and a chance to strike even more.
Big grunt there on that pitch for strike 1 against Kyra Filius.
Just a freshman, one of the babies competing in today's game.
The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
That's an excellent spot for Reimer here to execute, showcase some of her dominance here, the senior versus the freshman.
And you know what? Despite the 1 unearned run against her, she knows she has an offense behind her that could easily make up a deficit like this.
They got some big boppers. I look forward to seeing them when they come to the plate.
The 0-2. Just outside again, it's 1-2. And with the umpire staff that we had earlier this afternoon, that might have been strike 3 because it looks like the position that our friend from Triway kept hitting, just barely getting that corner of the plate, but nonetheless, it's a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. She gets out of it with only 1 run against her. Your score after a half inning, Hillsdale 1, Ashland coming to bat.
Mansfield, Ohio, and surrounding areas, get ready for the extraordinary musical stage play, The Family Matters, coming to the Mansfield Senior High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. on Saturday, April 30th. Featuring an all-star cast of the most talented performers and musicians in all of Ohio. Come out for a night of fun and excitement and a theater experience you won't soon forget. Visit thefamilymatters.net to get your tickets today. It's The Family Matters on Saturday, April 30th. Be there.
Bottom of the inning here. Bottom of the first inning, I should say, as you take a look at Taylor Morgan for the Lady Falcons. She as well can strike batters out in 6 starts, 70 Ks, 5-1 record, 11 earned runs, 16 runs against her 29 hits, 17 walks. She's hit one batter, and then, like I said, 70 Ks. And when you think Hillsdale softball, you think great pitching. Talked about Sydney Long with Coach Moore down there, and she said she should be a Division I pitcher. She should be, but right now she's dominating Division II at ODU. She had a couple no-hitters already down there in that conference. I think she played a couple games up here at Ashland as well. But when you think about that, you think about pitching, and Coach Moore has yet another great pitcher as you take a look at yet another dog here at Ashland.
Yeah, we've had a slew of these canines coming out and enjoying the great weather the last couple of evenings, and just the overall great softball. And as you alluded to, awesome pitchers for Hillsdale. That's kind of what's sparked their dynasty here over the last couple of decades. And Hannah wouldn't go as far as to say that Morgan is in the class yet of a Sydney Long, but she definitely compared her rise ball to Sydney's and said that it's on the same flavor palette as that. So keep an eye on that pitch here this evening.
And she's only a junior, so she'll have one more year. Her first pitch is in for a strike. She said she has the same pitch type as Sydney Long. And offensively as well, if you remember that state championship that they won in 2018, Sydney Long had a monster home run in there to help herself out. Had a no-hitter up until the final batter, kind of like what we saw earlier. Gave up the hit, but still the 5-0 state championship victory for her. First up for Ashland, Natalie Atkins, 333 average, but an OPS of 1157. 3 singles, 2 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, and she's walked 5 times. That's inside for ball number 2.
Yeah, Atkins, one of a number of hitters batting above 330 on the season for Ashland. And I think they've got about 382 average as a squad. So these girls definitely can be in just about any contest.
35 extra base hits. That's down and bobbled by the second baseman, and she will reach. Just like Hillsdale, Ashland gets its lead off on. 35 extra base hits for Ashland, 15 home runs, and 6 of them coming from this lady coming up right now, Makari Chapman. I saw her hit an inside the park home run. We talked to Coach Baker before the game, said, hey, how many of those does she have? She had only that one. The other home run, she could probably hit over Wendy in right field. She has power as well as speed. And speaking of speed,
huh?
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. That's a stolen base. Tying run on second. But this Ashland team has been fun to watch. I got to do a highlight against Lexington last week, and they bring it all. They have the speed. They hit the ball. They can field, pitch. I mean, it's a full team, and they have high hopes of possibly making a Division I regional this year.
Yeah, I think the expectations for them certainly are at a different peak than they were the last few seasons, and Coach Mindy kind of outlined that for us, that the offensive prowess that she has now with the return of Stromack to the lineup, who pitched last night. Pretty solid outing, too, in a win over West Holmes. That, you know, they got 3 girls that can get it done from the circle to go along with this offense. That can carry you when you get into the tournament, like we saw in the previous game that we live streamed today, where Anthony Wayne, they just threw 2 pitchers at you. You know, 4 quality innings from their ace, and then 3 quality innings from their number 2. So there's different ways and combinations that you can win games if you have multiple quality pitchers.
Ball low, it's 3-1, a hitter's count for Chapman. Look out, Wendy. It's a good count for her. But this Ashland squad, 6 seniors this year, coming from a team last year that fell in a tough district semifinal to Toledo Whitmer 2-1. They thought they had a chance of making a district championship last year, just fell short. But, you know, those 6 seniors, a little chip on their shoulder as Chapman takes strike 2. It's going to be a full count. In the last 5 years, 2021 and 2017, they made a district semifinal. Lost both. 2019 was kind of an odd year. The OHSAA kind of took their tournament away from them. They went down to Tennessee, I believe, and played in a tournament. That ground ball just off the second baseman, doesn't make the play. Good effort but Chapman's in with an infield single. It's first and third with nobody out, but they went down, played in a tournament. It was supposed to be an exhibition tournament, but last second the OHSAA ruled that it wasn't. They played before the start of softball, and they had immediately eliminated them from sectional play. So they thought they had a chance in 2019 as well to make some noise, but weren't even able to play it. So the last couple of years, these seniors got a chip on their shoulder, and they think they can finally get it all together and make a run this year.
When you start mixing in some quality freshmen like you just saw, number 12, Makari Chapman, that is when you can really have a great infusion of talent, though that one's popped up straight back to the pitcher by Haley Lang.
Morgan needed that one, keeps the runners on the corners, gets the first out. Now Hillsdale, they can get a perfectly placed ground ball, might be able to get out of this without any runs. But they have Stromack, who they have to face. Stromack, 1 for 3 in her return. A single, RBI, and a run scored with a walk. But it's good to see that Kristen is back, at least for this game too. The showcase game in Ashland, big crowd, live stream as well, but it's good to see her back and healthy and playing for the Lady Arrows. The 1-0, just outside 2-0.
Just the spirit that she can bring to the equation. Being a senior, I mean, there's a little bit more urgency, of course. It's your last chance to leave an impact on the program, and what do you want your legacy to be? That's a question that high school coaches ask all the time. So getting back into the meat of the order just at the right time here at the Wendy's.
That one in for a strike. Winner of this takes on the winner of Beaver Creek and Olentangy Liberty. That game going on as well right now. Game will be tomorrow at 9 a.m. with the winner playing at 12:30. However, those times will probably be pushed back because we were supposed to get the dreaded rain tonight. So hopefully it doesn't rain enough to where we can at least get these games in at some point. Just outside, ball 3. It's 3-1.
Yeah, that's as close as you can get without getting the call right there.
Another hitter's count for Stromack as you take a look at head coach Mindy Baker. 41-34 at the helm for Ashland. The 3-1 popped up. Can it get in? It does drop in for a hit. Overthrown to second, so no force. It's an RBI single, and we're knotted up at 1.
And it didn't look like Mast ever really had just a good look at that ball coming at her. Didn't make a charge on it or a break,
And I don't know, it's something, the wind's blowing out the center. Maybe she thought it was just a pop-up in the infield, just kept carrying. But the wind has really played havoc on these outfielders today and even in the second game last night. Bit of a mental lapse there. Ties things up. Both teams, 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error here in the first inning.
And that's an excellent confidence booster for Stromack as we go back to the K9 cam. We need to get this sponsored, man. How many dogs are we going to put on camera this weekend? That's what we're striving for. As many beautiful pets as we can find in the crowd, we're going to put on. So if you're here in the Ashland area trying to take a walk with your K9 friend, stop by Brookside. Get on camera.
Nothing beats our buddy last night. We retrieved the ball that was
I think the sleeping dog earlier.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
That's more of a G-Man and Storm dog when sleeping.
That's more of a Travis dog, if anything. I don't know that G-Man sleeps too much.
That's true. G-Man is a hard worker, got multiple jobs, and he's still out here somehow on his feet. Hats off to that man. 1-1 the count, 1 away here in the bottom of the first.
It's Avery Eisman.
Scoring. Eisman hitting .480 this season. 2 home runs, 4 extra base hits, 8 RBI. It's just everybody's has balloon stats already just because they are so good.
Sure. 800 slugging percentage, too. The runner sitting out there on first and second.
2 balls and 1 strike. Runners on first and second. Can Morgan limit damage here? The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. We talked about earlier how Mount Vernon was able to take care of Madison in 2 straight games. Those are 2 of the top teams. And now with Ashland as well, you think maybe even if Ashland can split a series with Mount Vernon, they have a chance of at least sharing an OCC championship, which is a big accomplishment here in North Central Ohio, just with the likes of Mount Vernon and Madison, even Lexington in there, who Ashland has already beaten once. So, they're really making their mark this season and the last couple seasons as well. They've turned things around.
It'll be a good conference all the way around to get those teams all tested heading into the tournament. And we believe that Ashland and Mount Vernon don't play until later on in the campaign as Morgan comes up with
Strike 3 at the knees. Strikeout number 71 on the season for her.
And she's pretty smooth, man. You can tell she's got like a calm composure about her. Exactly what you want from your ace.
Now Reimer comes up, 385 average. She takes ball 1. 10 hits on the season, 2 home runs as well, 9 RBI. Can Reimer help herself out with an RBI here? The 1-0. Ground ball up the middle. Did she get there in time? No! And the runner from third's going to come around and score.
Wow, I think that's kind of a controversial call. From my perspective up here, I'm way farther away than the official. It looked like Ole was able to beat her to the bag. Instead, hey, heads up base running, coming home,
bang,
Chapman.
Play. And the speed of Chapman gives Ashland the lead on the fielder's choice.
And Reimer's going to sit down in favor of a courtesy runner.
And like we've been saying all weekend long, sometimes you just got to put it in play.
Should almost always be the motto. Allow other teams to have to get the outs. If you just put it out there, don't strike out, good things are bound to happen like we just saw on that last play. Bang, bang, could have went either way. Instead, it leads to you crossing a run and taking the lead.
And that might be some of the youth that Coach Hannah Moore was talking about as well. She could have thrown it to the shortstop to get a little bit of a quicker out there at second base, or even gone to first, as that bunt is fouled off, I believe.
Must not have been.
No, they're going to say it's a wild pitch. I would take a guess as that's just a rise ball that went over top the bat, but nonetheless, second and third now. And Ashland with a chance to add on here in the first. The 1-0 in their first strike.
Big spot here for Marcy Baker. Big opportunity for the junior to not necessarily blow things open, but, man, you can kind of put yourself in the driver's seat if you can hit something to one of the gaps. Score 2 runs.
The 1-1. Just outside, 2-1. But just looking at the stats for Ashland, and only 3 players that have played more than 5 games are hitting under 250. Everybody else over 300. There's 3 players over 500, another over 480. Like, this team is good up and down the lineup. And, I mean, honestly, in their bracket as well, they might have a chance, but there is one team in there in Perry that's constantly winning state championships who they will probably have to go up against in a bracket championship game if we get to that point. But I think Ashland has not only that, but the lineup to maybe make a run in Division I as that's taken for strike 2. It just depends, on who's peaking. If Ashland, no more injuries, if they can start peaking at the right time, I mean, why not? And especially with that district that they have, it's broken up, kind of like the Central District, 2 or 3 separate ones. They pick the right bracket as well. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Morgan fights back to get the strikeout and leaves 2 on. It's 2-1 Ashland after 1.
Basement.
Back roads or highways?
Back roads.
College or pro ball?
College.
Mild or spicy?
Ooh, spicy.
Actions or rom-coms?
Rom-coms.
Really? Camper or tent?
Tent.
Lab or poodle? Okay, which Fritos?
That is a tough one.
Fritos. Down for everything. Rock or country? Don't answer that.
Top of the second right here, live and free on the OH.Report, the showcase game of the 29th annual Wendy's Spring Classic Softball Invitational between two of the veteran teams of this. Hillsdale in their 28th appearance, Ashland in their 27th appearance. They've been here since the start. Hillsdale 34-32 all-time, Ashland 20-44, but they're looking to turn things around and possibly get a bracket championship this year. Travis Berardi alongside Brian Skowronski in a pretty entertaining first inning. I almost said first period, first inning.
But yeah, there was a lot going on there. Big ups and shout out to Morgan for pitching herself out of trouble. Looked like they were going to get out of the inning actually initially unscathed, and then, bang, bang call. And she had to get that big K to keep them behind by just one heading into the second here. And I kind of actually love this matchup, the two local schools having to compete. D1 versus D4. That's a theme.
Fourth time we've seen it here, yeah.
Here on this main field. One of these Ashland area schools will be moving on to the semifinals, joining Loudonville there as well. They've advanced in their pool and will compete tomorrow. And I believe the Redbirds are all here in the house. We just saw them at Wendy's. That's right. We did our duty at the Wendy's Classics. We went over and got our lunch there. So, yeah, I like the fact that two local schools kicking things off here in the opening round. One of them will advance. One heads to the losers
And
bracket.
Loudonville's telling us that they are here to scout Hillsdale because they're both in the same district.
Sure.
Almost could have met last year in a district championship, but both fell in a semifinal in close games. The 1-2 from Reimer. Swing and a miss. Strike three, added a little grunt with that. Some extra spice. One away.
Yeah, just blew that right past the freshman. No chance of catching up with that heater.
Maddie Bennett now up. A couple Aero baseball players, looks like, coming in.
Great looking mullet too, man. That comeback trail for the mullet look is in official full swing. It's been looking great for the last few years, and I hope that it's here to stay.
Bennett takes strike one. One run on two hits, one error for Hillsdale. Here, top two. Just a reminder, we will have all three bracket championship games tomorrow whenever they tip off or kick off or first pitch, whatever you want to say. Still kind of new at this, so first pitch set for TBA of all three. But we will have it for you, live and free, as long as it takes.
And back to dog cam we go, and another great-looking canine down there, even though we can just see the top of his head.
As the park gets the most pets, though. The 0-2. Just outside, 1-2.
Yeah, Reimer trying to get her to chase after getting ahead in the count. Maddie Bennett not taking the bait that time.
Take a look at Brandy Lynn. Ready with her 1-2 pitch. One down here in the top of the second. Outside, 2-2. It does seem like the last few batters she's faced, she's tried to kick up the speed a little bit. And maybe that's just her after a couple pitches, you know, a couple batters. She's able to really get into that groove and let it go. Struck the last 2 batters she's faced out. Can she make that 3 in a row? The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. She does, in fact, get 2 in a row. 2 down. 3 in a row, I mean.
Yeah, just blew Maddie off the map that time inside. Just too much heat in the sauce.
J.C. Sermulis now up, the left fielder. 348 average. Singles hitter. Although her speed usually gives her a double, she has 4 steals. Slap hitter fouls it off. And with a hitter like this at the 9 hole, it's pretty much your second leadoff, Brian. You get that bottom of the order down there, you get that hitter on first base, you know it's pretty much a double, then you have your leadoff come up and immediately gives her a chance at some RBI chances, and that's why Kylie Ull at the top of the lineup has 6 RBI this year.
Well, Hannah Moore, you know, one of the best in the biz, 6th season now, so she's a seasoned vet over there in the coaching box, and excellent player, of course, back in her day at Hillsdale, 2009 grad, so she knows where to put these girls in the hitting order, of course.
And she's played in a state Final Four for Hillsdale. I believe state runner-up, though. State runner-up or champion, one of the two, but you know her name's on a couple trophies in that trophy case alongside Wendy the Giraffe.
There she is, and we found out that she not a fan of Wendy the Giraffe.
She wasn't a fan when we covered them that year. Despite, but she said that next year they lost a game they shouldn't, and they end up giving Wendy off to one of the graduates from that state championship year. So hopefully Wendy is doing well. Maybe she's even watching this live stream here tonight. Outside 1-2, but the story of that is the year they did win the state championship in 2018. They were in this tournament, this invitational, and on their way back to the parking lot, they found a giraffe without a leg,
right?
A lawn ornament laying off to the side. They picked it up, they took it with them, and ever since then, they won every game en route to a state championship. And you can see in the highlight on the OH.Report, they even gave it a medal and everything, a jersey. That was a fun team.
Yeah, I believe we covered every game during the tournament for Hillsdale on that enchanted run, and it really felt that way. I don't remember them giving up a run during the tournament.
I don't think in the tournament they did.
It was pretty wild.
They won on a walk-off wild pitch in the state semifinal, 1-0 in 8 innings, and then Sydney Long had the longest home run probably in Division IV state championship history, along with a one-hitter to win 5-0 over Strasburg Franklin, who we saw last night for a state championship.
Yeah, you can check those out on the archives. If you go to OH.Report, click on the Hillsdale team page and go to 2018. They're all still out there for you to feast your eyeballs on.
The 1-2, way outside, 2-2. Two's wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the second inning. And I'm seeing more of the face paint down the cheek a little bit. I saw that with Madison earlier today. It's like the new, I guess the new style for eye black or eye silver, you would say with the girls.
All about intimidation.
Just outside, full count.
And caught a grin from Reimer. She thought she was all over at least the spot that she picked out.
Will Hillsdale get back to the top of the order here in the second? The payoff pitch. Did she go? Yes, she did. Strike 3. She strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on after 1.5. Ashland 2, Hillsdale 1. Live and free on the OH.Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
After 1.5 innings of play here,
I said the
Patriotic-
mullet was coming back,
patriotic
baby.
night here at Brookside Park. 2-1 in favor of Ashland. We talked about Ashland earlier, their path the last 5 years. Here's the path for Hillsdale, who sit at 5-3. 2016, they were D4 state semifinalists. They lost to Strasburg Franklin 2-0. 2017 in the regional semis, they lost to the Lucas Cubs 2-1 at Kent State. First pitch taken for a strike by Taylor Schmitz. 2018, that state championship year. 2019, they went back to the state semifinals and fell to Mechanicsburg 7-3, and then last season that tough loss to Mogadore 7-5. And that was the first time that Coach Moore hadn't reached the regional round in her tenure at Hillsdale.
Motivating, I imagine, for Hannah and her squad during the offseason. Just returning 4 letter winners from a year ago. So by the end of the season, you imagine the Falcons are going to be playing a lot different, better than they are right now. Still semi-early in the year, mid-April.
Is that a Keystone mullet?
I mean, there's a lot of healthy salads hanging out of the back of some of these kids' heads. I'm impressed. Like I said, I'm a big fan. I don't really have the head shape nor the confidence
Same.
to sport
Same here.
a look like that, but I approve and I appreciate.
And Taylor Morgan approves of that pitch. Strike 3, 1 down. She struck out 2 in a row in 3 of her last 4.
Yeah, I got the freshman to chase on that one. Schmitz well behind it.
Hannah Miller comes up. She's batting 125 on the season. 5 strikeouts, no walks, a single and a double. 1 down, bottom of the second. And that's high for ball 1.
A lot of versatile threats in the Ashland lineup too, Travis. What I like a lot about them, and you're singing a lot of their praises, and I think I might be buying in and drinking some of the Kool-Aid about what they could potentially become down the line. Just a lot of girls can play multiple positions. Looks like with as many quality hitters as they have, depending on the matchup that you get with a pitcher in your scouting report, you can probably do quite a few different things. So I do think that this is a team that has the potential to put something together that could be real special. Maybe one of the better seasons that we've seen out of the Lady Arrows in a while.
1-1 pitch taken high for ball 2. But, I mean, for both sides, and like you said with Hillsdale, if they can just keep getting better as the season goes on, what's at the end of the season, the tournament? Do you make it no matter what? Yes, you do. So if you're peaking, even with, say, just over 500 by a few games, 500 record, it doesn't matter. It just matters what you do in the tournament. That bunt attempt pulled back for ball 3, 3-1. Atkins on deck. She reached via error. The 3-1. High ball 4. Only the 18th walk given up by Morgan this season.
Sets the stage now back to the top of the order for Atkins to try to get the party started again. She came around and scored earlier in the contest, back in the first.
1 down here in the bottom of the second. Bunt attempt, fielded, and Hillsdale will take the out. That is a sacrifice 1-4.
And I see Makari Chapman come sprinting in, basically, to the batter's box. I mean, number 12's ready to hit.
And all you need is a runner on ahead of her. And she can have some fun with that. Grayson Stewry out there. I think I know that name, Brian.
Yeah, phenomenal player for Ashland boys
Absolutely.
basketball.
Thank you for watching, buddy. But back to Chapman, 17 runs and 14 RBI. I mean, we've said it a couple times, speed kills, but her bat with that makes her one of the most dynamic players in the OCC.
And just a ninth grader.
That she looks at strike one, but also on the basketball court. She's one of the up-and-coming good basketball players in the OCC as well.
And that's a good look right there. It's just supreme focus. She's got her ritual that she goes through, and it looks the same basically every time, but sometimes good pitching wins.
Swing and a miss, strike three, and that'll do it for the second inning. No runs, no hits, one left on. Remains 2-1 Ashland after two.
Mansfield, Ohio, and surrounding areas, get ready for the extraordinary musical stage play, The Family Matters, coming to the Mansfield Senior High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. on Saturday, April 30th. Featuring an all-star cast of the most talented performers and musicians in all of Ohio. Come out for a night of fun and excitement and a theater experience you won't soon forget. Visit thefamilymatters.net to get your tickets today. It's The Family Matters on Saturday, April 30th. Be there.
Top of the order coming up here in the third inning for Hillsdale. Ole, Fikes, and Morgan against Reimer. Ashland leading 2-1 on the Simonson Construction Services scoreboard. Travis Berardi alongside Brian Skowronski. Welcome you in live and free on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Just comment on YouTube or Facebook or on Twitter, #FanZone. That down the line, will it stay fair? No, it will drop foul for strike one. Oh, 1 for 1 tonight, single, and she scored. However, Reimer has struck out the last 4 batters she's faced. The 0-1 pitch coming up with a dog in the background.
Good
Ball
catch. Good catch. It wouldn't be a shot out here at the Wendy's for us without a...
Well, we knew it was zooming out from something. You just had to spot it. But look at the beautiful fur on that one.
Hillsdale dug out up on their feet. Got the chance working here. Trying to rally the troops back from behind.
Dog found a good seat. He's watching on now. Slap towards short on the first. Got her. Nice play from Stromack on to Chapman. That goes 6-3.
Yeah, so valuable to get her back in the lineup. She's one of a number of players on the squad that all play travel ball, along with Lang, Reimer, Chapman. Just, it's invaluable experience. It's a little bit different style of softball when you start competing in the travel leagues, but definitely gets you prepared. You see probably better pitching, different style of talent. Get to travel to different places, so I think
swing and miss.
I think yeah, it's always a feather in your cap if you compete in one of those leagues. Same for any sport.
And it means good things when you're competing in this invitational. And I say invitational, not tournament, because you have to do things in order to get in.
Yeah, 24 of the very best teams all around the state of Ohio competing here this weekend, folks. If you're not familiar with the format here, gotta at least have made it to the Elite Eight a season ago, or be one of these local teams, of course, to get the invite. So it truly is the very cream of the crop.
And before, even when COVID, before that happened, there were national teams. There were teams from all around the Midwest, the South, even California, the Northeast. You saw New York, New Jersey. The best teams in the Fab 50 rankings were invited and came here to play. That's going to be popped up, but foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I believe there is a, as I look back through the program, the amount of teams that have played in here over. I'll get back to that when I find it. Can't find it off the top of my head, though. Nonetheless, a 1-2 count, 1 down here. Inning number 3. Reimer's ready. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down.
I think you could argue that that's probably our best pitch so far. A lot of movement on that. Good bend, nice pace. Reimer putting it where the hitter, of course, can't even reach, and she fully extended on that one. Excellent pitch right there on the Mohican Adventures replay.
Mohican Adventures River Trips, Camp, Cabins, and Fun Center located in Loudonville, Ohio, and offers the very best in Ohio family vacationing. That's the Mohican Adventure.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take that adventure sometime this summer.
I've always wanted to. I just don't have much time, and that's my fault. Maybe we should plan an OH.Report trip down there.
I think so. If there's a weight limit on some of the activities that they have out there, we might have to call ahead and see if the whole crew can ride. But I think it'd be a fun activity, bonding experience. I should not have made eye contact with our camera guy when I said that.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down here. Top 3. Ashland leading Hillsdale 2-1. 1-1 pitch inside, ball 2. Dalton on deck, moving her average closer to 700 with that single in the first inning. Well, just a ho-hum 7 out of 10 result in a hit.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, G-Man, my buddy, how are you?
I'm doing great, T. How are you, man? I know this is kind of a dream come true for you.
Ball 3. I want to get your take on this. You've been here with us the past day and a half. What have you thought about the play on the field between all these teams?
It's been pretty great. We've seen a couple different kind of games. So we had a couple ones that were kind of a defensive battle. So some ones that were more on the offensive side. I think I like the defensive battles, T. They're kind of fun to watch the pitchers kind of just go back and forth. It's kind of a game with inside the game. So we've kind of seen it all here the past few days.
3-1 pitch by Reimer. Inside, ball 4. First walk of the day for Reimer. And the tying run now on as the pitcher Morgan reaches. She does have a stolen base on the season. And she will be replaced, so it'll actually be Bailey Baldner-Wise, who has scored 4 runs this year.
And I think that the exciting part about spring sports or baseball or softball is that you're, 2/3 of the way through the inning, but that can still mean that this can go on endlessly. So all you need is a spark, get a girl on base, get another hit, and then you could start something, ride a train of momentum, and who knows where it can take you.
Simple 2-out rally, a little rally cap.
There you go.
Big rally chug right there.
You think you can hit 700 at all in any type of softball league, G? I don't think I could, but this is
like
this
the
girl
average?
Off the bat right
I
now.
thought you meant like a home
average.
run, like 700 feet.
She is 20 of 29 this year.
That's pretty remarkable, to say the least.
I think that's the highest hitting percentage of any girl that we've had so far on our 4 live streams.
Absolutely. And she swings through that one. She wanted to go for the fences. She wanted to hit Wendy and get that $50 gift card down in right field. What are your thoughts on Wendy?
Yeah, Wendy, she's incredible out there. She's kind of been holding down the fort. We've kind of been in and out here the past couple nights, but she's been there. She's been watching over the field, making sure everything's okay. And
Definitely been security for people coming in here in the middle of the night.
Yeah. How you imagine trying to walk in, getting a little, midnight game, and then you see Wendy parked in the corner.
You're leaving.
Staring down you with that grin.
No thanks.
The bad thing, though, all the games supposed to be here, Brookside West, and I think down at Brookside West they have a big old inflatable Frosty.
They do. I took a picture of it last year.
But they haven't been playing there. They should move it down to here. Have a Frosty in left and Wendy in right, I don't know. Our boy Hayden would probably try and get in and try to eat it, as that's ball 2.
Actually, he had an opportunity at a free
He
Frosty today, and he
We
passed
all
it
did.
off to me, so I guess I'm the fatty of the group that might be diving
I had
in
some
and
of that too.
swimming.
That was a good Frosty, though. I mean, you can't turn down a Frosty, can you, Brian?
Well, we didn't.
We didn't, no. Couldn't let it go to waste either.
The actual main reason for me to hop on the headset was I heard something about Mohican and us tipping the canoes. I'm actually almost down to my goal weight-wise here, so I got to throw that out there. I know Brian's been on the journey with me, so I got to defend myself when I can.
Ball 3, hitters count.
Happy to have you in on the conversation. The Garrett Parlett, by the way, guys, if you didn't know, you probably know him by G-Man. Does a lot of the...
And watch his highlight of the Ontario St. Joseph Academy game that went on last night. It's a good one.
Yeah, that was an
Always does
awesome
a great
game.
job with those highlights. That's why he still has a job. Actually,
That's for sure.
one of my favorite commentators as well for basketball and football. He does a great job. So if you want to stay on, feel free to. 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Tying run moves to second for Hillsdale with 2 out.
This is what I was talking about. 2 outs doesn't mean anything as long as you can just keep the ball in the field of play, stay alive, get a couple of runners on. Now all they need is one big base knock here. Kind of blow things open and at least tie, try to regain that lead.
And once again, we were talking about this in the first inning. Hillsdale softball right here, playing small ball, working the count, taking walks when you get them. And all you need is that one big hit to get you back into a game. And there's a lot of softball to be played here. If they can tie this up here in the top of the 3rd, it's anybody's game. And on the other side of things, if Reimer can get this last out, big momentum boost for Ashland here to hold at Hillsdale off the board. Although she's been a little bit wild here as of late after getting that strikeout on the second batter of the inning.
Yeah, and Goon's got 8 extra base hits so far on the season, 340 average. This good girl to have up at the dish.
The 1-0. Swing and a miss, big swing there. And that's where Reimer's been getting most of those swings and misses on that rise ball up in the zone. You can't hold off those. I know pitches that I saw up in the zone I wanted to go after. It's just, can you get the bat around in time to make contact? Nobody's been able to do that in that part. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1.
Couldn't get Goon to chase that time. She was kind of trying to put the hot sauce on the sundae on the previous one. Wanted all of that.
You see a little frustration on the face of Reimer as she was walking back here. Two balls, 1 strike here for Molly Goon. Can she get Hillsdale even with Ashland here in this 3rd inning? Swing and a miss, another big swing there. Evens things up at 2-2.
Man, she's got a cannon on her up there. She throws some serious heat. You can hear the glove smack from up here.
She challenged her on that one. That's about as close to down the middle as it can get.
And you got to think probably the hardest pitch she's going to have is going to come on this one right here to try and get out of the inning. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, right side, base hit. They're going to send the runner. Morgan's going to go in the home. The play at the plate. She is safe. She dropped the ball. We're tied at 2.
Wow, great dramatics right there. Definitely looked like she was going to be out and then snuck the toe in when she saw that the ball was loose.
And now we're going to get, I think, we're going to get a mound meeting. And I think actually, the guys over here, the scorers made a good point. I think she was in the path of the runner before she got the ball, which is that interference, that obstruction call that you were talking about last night. And I saw, too, in baseball last year, you have to have the ball before you get in the lane. But nonetheless, she drops it, runs, scores, and we are tied at 2 with runners, another runner in scoring position. RBI single for Goon.
Goon right there just putting the bat on the ball and finding a hole right in the gap. Exactly what Brian mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast. Just find a way to get the bat on the ball and see what happens, and that right there we get an RBI out of it and tie this puppy up at 2s.
And momentum in all sports, you know, it's such a crazy thing. In softball, when you get the girls up over on the sidelines, you know, you get some of the cheers going and the good times. I mean, it's infectious. It's hard not to want to be a part of that, especially when you're in the dugout. You know, you've been cheering on your girls, and then all of a sudden you get your opportunity, just like we saw Goon do.
Now Phileas has a chance. You see it just popped out of her glove. I think the slide actually did it, and that's legal. Phileas with a chance to give Hillsdale the lead back. Ground ball right side, strike 1. And this is a big at bat now for Reimer. Can she recover, get out of the inning with the score tied at 2?
Well, she definitely shows her emotions on her face. She never worries about trying to hide that. So you can tell right now that she wants to dig deep, try to punch this baby out.
The 0-1. Fouled off, 0-2. Reimer, 1 strike away, and she has a couple pitches now that she can play with. Maybe try that outside corner, maybe try that rise ball to get a chase.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is the 4th straight batter where she's had the opportunity. 2 strikes on them. Falcons been getting it done up to this point.
The 0-2. Ground ball, foul, we'll do it again. And once again, Hillsdale just staying around, sticking around with these at-bats until they can work a walk, until they can get a good pitch to hit. And it's now starting to frustrate Reimer. However, she's still absolutely fine. It's a 2-2 game. It's early in the game. She gets this last strike. Back to square one. No harm, no foul. Shakes off her catcher there. And now wants a meeting. If you're the catcher, Garrett, what would you tell Miss Reimer out there?
I'm definitely not throwing it down the middle. Obviously,
well, yeah,
with 2 strikes, there's no need to. I'm going to try to make him chase at least. Or you could maybe do the exact opposite of that, because maybe the batter's thinking you're going to make him chase too, and maybe hit him a little inside corner.
Wow. See, that was just a very perplexing conversation.
So, I like this. I like
I'm
that.
going with the inside pitch, actually.
We'll see.
I'm going inside, Trav, if I had the choice.
That's not a bad choice there either. If you get this right, you can stay on the rest of the game, G. Here we go. The 0-2 pitch. Inside. Strike 3, Garrett Parlett, folks. She gets out of it. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 left on after 2.5. We're tied at 2.
Chips.
Fritos, man.
Back roads or highways?
Back roads.
College or pro ball?
College.
Mild or spicy?
Ooh, spicy.
Actions or rom-coms?
Rom-coms.
Really? Camper or tent?
Tent.
Lab or poodle? Okay, which Fritos?
That is a tough one.
Fritos, down for everything. Rock or country? Don't answer that.
3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for Ashland in the bottom of the third. Hillsdale with some 2-out lightning. Couple walks, a single. Drop play at the plate, and we're tied at 2. Scoreboard reads 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for both sides. Travis Berardi alongside Brian Skowronski and the illustrious Garrett Parlett coming for one more inning with us as we take a look at our fan zones. Tyler, one of the best pitchers I've seen, Brandon Lynn. Go Ashland from Lakeland, Florida, from James, another Floridian watching.
We got tons of Florida eyeballs.
Jared Strye, let's go Lady Falcons. That pitch taken for strike 1. Steph Boone, let's go Bell Dalton. Keep on bringing the comments on our Facebook and YouTube, just in the comments section, or on Twitter, #FanZone. The 0-1 to Lang, high, ball 1. Lang popped out to the pitcher in the first inning.
Yeah, so if her season average is to be true to form, she's definitely getting on base here, hitting .519 heading into the contest, 14 hits.
An OPS of 1,700, so that means she gets a lot of extra base hits. No, the 4 home runs, 3 doubles, and a triple say something about that. It's crazy. Well, and then you look at Makari Chapman, who's hitting over 2,000 OPS.
Right.
Gee, do you think you could hit a Reimer fastball?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's the next G-Man challenge.
It might have to be. I can consider myself a solid baseball player, but I don't know.
Asking you, Sal, receive Brian Skowronski. It's a hit. She's on base to lead off the third.
They say history tends to repeat itself, right? You know, when you're batting with that kind of average and all those outrageous numbers, you tend to get on base.
Right on the pitcher, rips her right back up the middle, and Ashland back in business here in the bottom of the third.
Shortstop, number 9, Kristen Stromack.
Stromack now to the plate. She singled in the first. Once again, her second appearance. Line drive into the gap. Lang around second. They're going to send her.
Yeah, she's getting in there.
And she's going to make it as Hillsdale misses the cut. Ashland gets the lead right back on the single, or actually the double by Stromack.
Just so much firepower in this Ashland lineup. Once they get back to the top and you just see all these ridiculous numbers, girls batting .520, .615, .500, .480. I mean, it's like we were talking about earlier in the Worcester Triway game. There's just not really very many options for you in terms of trying to pick your poison, allow certain girls different opportunities to hit some pitches. You got to be careful with a lot of these young ladies, and that's why they've regained the lead here. Back-to-back big hits.
Hillsdale assistant coach Kirk Ebert out to talk to his players. They missed the cut. They had a cut out there. They hit her. They might have a play at the plate, overthrew her, run able to easily score, and Ashland gets that lead right back. And once again, talking about a little bit about that youth of Hillsdale.
Sure.
Still learning some of that, maybe a little excited, overthrows, and it turns into a sure run and an RBI for Stromack, who's now 2 for 2.
Now Iceman up at the dish, .552 OBP, slugging .800 on the year.
Struck out looking, however, in the first. Fouls that one off right back towards us.
Timed it pretty well, though.
You want to talk about resiliency, though, from the Arrows. I mean, they just let up a run, immediately right back to the dish.
Yep.
2 back-to-back hits, the double from Stromack and the RBI, and they're right back in the lead, 3-2.
I saw that in their game against Lexington. They allowed Lexington to tie things up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, and they answer an inning later to take the lead and win in extras. Is that thrown away, run will score. A swinging bunt turns into 2 bases on the air for Iceman. It is 4-2 Ashland.
Just a dribbler, man. It was like she left the sink on and it had a couple of more drips and just couldn't get to it for a confident throw, as we'll see here on the replay.
Second baseman just threw it behind the runner. First baseman unable to get out there. And it's 4-2. Reimer now up. She singled in the first. Can she help add on here? Fly ball to center. Drops in for a hit. Ashland still in business here with nobody out in the third. And that in the business is what we call helping yourself out, Garrett.
All you got to do, T, get the bat on the ball, get it in the field of play, and anything can happen. We've seen on that error on the last play before the Reimer single. Just get in the field of play and see what happens. And Hillsdale with that error, now letting up 2 runs here in this inning.
Second baseman, number 18, Marcy Baker.
Ball inside to Baker. Runners on first and second. Nobody gone here in the third.
Yeah, kind of concerning start to this inning here for Taylor Morgan. Hannah told us she's got 2.5 pitchers on the roster that she's pretty comfortable with, so see if she also shares in some of that same concern that I have. And
nice catch.
Nice catch, yeah, by the fan out here in the stands.
He's got a
just
National
a ho-hum
University
just
hat
there, yeah. Evens the count at 1-1. There's a souvenir for some lucky fan.
Yeah, he's hanging on to it. Not giving that baby back.
1-1 pitch taken high for ball 2. And once again, as we said in our other live streams, this is the chance where Ashland can really take advantage of this game and bust open with some runs. And then on the other side, if Hillsdale can limit the damage to only 4-2, that'll give them some of that momentum back. First and second, no outs. Taken for ball 3, it's 3-1. Big pitch coming up for Morgan.
This is kind of the time, too, where situationally you could maybe lay down a bunt. But with these hitters in the Ashland lineup, I think they got enough confidence in him just to let him up there and swing at the dish. He's going to be a strike.
It called it right at the lettering. Full count. What, G? I'll let you call this pitch. Go for it.
Let me call this pitch?
Just call the play.
Let's see what's going to be here. Right down the pipe, smoked. Out to center field, but that's going to be a shortstop.
And she dropped it.
Drop.
It's going to be a force out, however. So the pop-up is dropped, however. They get the force at second, and
but Iceman took off. I'm not real hip on all the rules and how this works. I mean,
so they tagged.
They got second.
They called the infield fly, so she's immediately out, and then the girl left from first to second as a tag up, and they call it. So it's a double play and another. I'll explain it. I know, Brian, you're looking perplexed right now. I'll explain it to you in between innings, but that's a double play and a huge one at that for Hillsdale.
That seems like a poker bad beat where you just get, like, rivered a rough card.
Well, I thought that one was, like, smoked in the center. It, like, went to short.
That wind knocks it down.
It looked like it was crushed.
So 2 down, and that's fouled off.
Almost right at that same guy, but he's already got one souvenir.
Giving that one to his buddy.
I see another dog coming through. I'm shocked we haven't had a shot yet.
You just reminded me. Wait till the inning's over.
The 0-2 pops up, and Hillsdale does get out of it. So some more craziness here in the third. 4-2 Ashland after 3.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Top of the fourth. Brian now understands what went on with the infield fly rule.
I'm educated.
And like I said, Hillsdale escapes with no more damage, and it's only 4-2 as we come in. There's the dog.
Hey.
Look at him. He's ready. He's ready. Somebody hit him a ball.
Yeah, he's got that nice wide stance. He looks like he's ready to gobble up anything hit his way.
7-8-9 coming up here for Hillsdale. Ground ball right side, easily thrown out. Baker to Chapman, one away. And guess what? You get Garrett Parlett for one more inning because he still has the headset. No, he does not. That's the other headset.
No, he switched.
I looked, he has headset, but that's his production headset. But we want to thank Garrett for coming on here. And he got to call one of the craziest plays of the weekend so far. So, Ashland fans, you can thank him. One down here in the fourth. Fouled off. Strike one. We've seen it all here in the last day and a half at this tournament, Brian, haven't we?
Hey, we still got 3.5 more games to go, baby, including 3 title games.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those. Reimer, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike two.
Nice change of pace right there.
Bennett struck out in the second. She was part of that 4 strikeouts in a row by Reimer. The 0-2 pitch coming up. Put a little extra spice on that one, but high, ball one. She even showed a little grimace there, like, oops. There's Centerville. They play in the next game. The 1-2 pitch upcoming. Hillsdale would like to get back to the top of the order here in this inning and maybe try and tie this up. That's fouled off. Remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Brandon just continues to sizzle a man, riding that fastball. When she's pulled the string, I feel like she's had a fair amount of success so far tonight, Travis. We'll see if she goes back to that one. Try to punch out this hitter right here. Nice battle going on right now with Maddie.
Oh, got the green milkshake going on there. A lot of ice cream out here. This is ice cream weather. Got a nice old place right across the street, too, to get some sweet treats. Yoder's Red Barn. Great place. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down.
Another quality pitch there by Branlin. Brings a little smirk to her face, and she's battled through some adversity. If you're just joining us, if you don't know about the story, I mean, pretty incredible. 6 months ago, car wreck. Wasn't even able to walk, stand. She's got some fused vertebrae now. Bad concussion, messed up thumb on her throwing hand, and she's continued to grow, progress, get stronger, and, you know, that's kind of been her attitude, is just keep going day by day. Got some records on her mind, trying to become the all-time strikeout queen in the history of the program, and gets one more. Getting closer.
So that was strike 3, apparently. And now there's 2 outs. Sermilius now up. Bottom of the order. Simulis struck out in the second. Coming up for Ashland in the bottom of the fourth. 9-1-2, Miller, Atkins, Chapman. It's Reimer trying to get those batters up here right after this one. First pitch taken for a ball. And our camera crew's right on it. Any dog that we haven't seen yet, they're looking for them. And there's another one. Another furry friend out there. That's number 5 on the night.
I mean, are they paying for tickets out here? They let them in for $250 instead of that full $5 charge? It's only fair.
No disagreement there.
I wonder, these 5 dogs here in the building that are taking in the action, what does softball represent to them? What do they think they're being a part of? I would love to know the mental thought process of these canines.
We know of our friend last night what he was able to do. He was ready to retrieve those foul balls so everybody else can just stay and enjoy the game.
If you would have let him inside the fence, he probably would put himself in a position to be an all-Ohio outfielder. But not all dogs are cut out for the big leagues, Trav.
This is true. Some of them need to be up in the booth with us. Commentator dogs, right? Right back to Reimer. Picks it up on the first. Got the reach. Chapman holds on, and that'll do it for the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. It remains 4-2 Lady Arrows, live and free on the OH.Report.
Mansfield, Ohio, and surrounding areas, get ready for the extraordinary musical stage play, The Family Matters, coming to the Mansfield Senior High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. on Saturday, April 30th. Featuring an all-star cast of the most talented performers and musicians in all of Ohio. Come out for a night of fun and excitement and a theater experience you won't soon forget. Visit thefamilymatters.net to get your tickets today. It's The Family Matters on Saturday, April 30th. Be there.
We played 3.5 at Brookside Park in Ashland, Ohio. The 29th annual Wendy Spring Classic Softball Invitational. Hannah Miller up 10, swings through. Strike number 1. Our 5th of 8 live streams here on the OH.Report. We will have all 3 bracket championships whenever they take place tomorrow. Rain depends on how much rain we get overnight. That ball taken low for a ball. Brian Skowronski, as every pitch goes by, getting better and better at the color commentary in baseball and softball.
Well, we'll leave that up to the fans watching at home to determine. Go ahead and if you want to drop me some bombshells.
Is Jory Hollenbeck watching? She's always
I presume.
Jory, say hello.
Linda.
Bunt down the first. Doesn't get the tag, but does get the stretch. What a play there by Ole.
Yeah, I got to see the Mohican Adventures replay on this one. How she was able to toe tap. This was like ballerina-esque.
Score that 3-4 after great job avoiding the tag Miller, but then she was on it and then turned around. Yeah, great play to keep Miller off the board. 1 down here in the 4th. Atkins now up, and she is drilled. Yikes. She's laughing, so that's a good sign. I don't know if she got hit on her her guard there or right in the gut. Let's see. Oofa. Yeah, I think it did hit the elbow guard. So if you're going to get hit, that's where you want to get hit, right on the plastic.
Well, here comes Macari, and with that $50 gift card up for grabs now, if you're able to, smoke one over at Wendy's head.
I mean, Wendy's, she's hexing her or something. She got the hand dangling right there, pointing at her. She's like, come on, come at me. Fakes the bunt, stolen base for Atkins.
Yeah, that's what you want from your leadoff hitter. Supreme wheels. The willingness to give up the body, get dirty.
Stolen base number 5 on the year. Ashland with a chance to add on, but Chapman pops it up to first, 2 down.
That's something, that's a rarity for her. I mean, you talked about all her gaudy hitting numbers, over 600 on the season.
Well, it's also a testament to the way that Morgan is pitching, to where she's missing bats. They tell pitchers you need to pitch to miss the bat instead of pitching at them. And that's what she did. She pitched it just enough to where popped it up. And it's those rise balls. I mean, you don't see that in baseball. You see sliders, drops, but nothing rising. So you think it's coming right down the middle, but then at the last second it just goes up enough to where it just hits the top of the bat and pops up. Big Mike Thompson would know that.
That he would. Shout out Big Mike. Haven't seen him in a hot minute.
I did. I saw him at Crestview soft football playoff games. Atkins takes third base.
He is an Ashland native, I believe a 1985 graduate of Ashland High School, if memory serves me well.
Well, he should be watching this one then. The first time ever that his Lady Arrows are streamed live and free. Haley Lang, runner on third. She singled in the third. Can she add on here for the Lady Arrows? Pops it up. Is it going to stay in play? It will, and a nice catch once again by Ole to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. After 4, 4-2, Lady Arrows live and free on the OH.Report.
Chips.
Fritos, man.
Back roads or highways?
Back roads.
College or pro ball?
College.
Mild or spicy?
Ooh, spicy.
Actions or rom-coms?
Rom-coms.
Really? Camper or tent?
Tent.
Lab or poodle? Okay, which Fritos?
That is a tough one.
Fritos, down for everything. Rock or country? Don't answer that.
Oh, look at that pop right there.
Wow.
Although not counted as the 492 in attendance here, but if you count the dogs, over 500 humans and humans attending.
Yeah,
perfect right there.
Yeah, good-sized crowd. The biggest that we had until this one so far of the previous 4 games was right around 200, so more than double that here, Travis, for this all-local affair.
Yeah, rivalry matchup. You got, area people walking across the street from their homes for Ashland.
And how big of a smile did Mindy Baker, the head coach for Ashland, get when I said, just to match up the 2 local teams? She likes this, that they're out here.
Even she said immediately, yeah, right, 2 rivals, 2 county rivals in here. Perfect. Ashland turning their program back around against a perennial power in Division 4. You know how great of a win would it be for this Ashland squad here, a team that in 27 appearances, 20 wins and 44 losses. So, they got their eyes on that pool championship. 1-0. Taken for a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Brandon gave everything that she had on that one. And you can tell it seems like she gets an extra mile or 2 per hour on that fastball heater when she gives it a nice grunt.
And also, you saw on the bottom line, I'll give it some love, our OH.Report podcast, Mondays, live and free on Facebook and YouTube. We talk about a lot of things. Don't understand why you guys watch it, but you do, so tune in. That ball into left, but the center fielder playing left center makes the catch, 1 away.
Yeah, it was almost like she knew where that ball was going to go before it was even hit, and Natalie Atkins, perfect read, all over it.
Well, you got to remember in the first inning, they all played up, and she dinked it to that spot, and then she grounded out the short, so that's great research there by Coach Baker and company to move their center fielder in Atkins right there. 1 down in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. And we're starting to get to the point where Hillsdale needs some runners. They're running out of outs here. 8 remaining.
Both their runs coming on that 2-out rally they had a couple innings back.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Reimer seems to be calming down a little bit.
Hicks, 448. However, she's 0 for 2 today. The 0-2 outside, ball 1.
And she's hit the mark a couple times on that. Also been able to get a couple Hillsdale batters to chase that pitch when it's been good 5-6 inches outside.
One, 2 pitch upcoming. Can she get the strikeout here? The 1-2, ground ball to short, takes it on the hop. Got her, 2 down. Nice play.
Stromak's been solid from the shortstop position here tonight. I believe she's cleanly fielded everything that's been hit her way so far.
Time to give a shout out on Facebook because, well, you'll understand. Steph Boone, go Hillsdale from Pritchard, West Virginia. Also some more. Doug Schenberger, come on Hillsdale softball. Donna Roberts, go Ashland. Valerie Spring, go RD. Jennifer Tharp, way to take one for the team on that hit by pitch.
Yeah, definitely always think that it's respectable to give up a shot maybe to the ribs or the elbow or something for the betterment of the team, because that can't feel good, even with a soft ball, as it's keenly nicknamed. Not so soft when it comes flying at you about 60, 65 mile an hour.
Ball 2 on Taylor Morgan. Walked with 2 out in the 3rd and started that rally to where Hillsdale tied it up for the moment at 2 before Ashland immediately took the lead right back.
And it just seems like if you're going to be a starting pitcher at Hillsdale, you got to bring it from the dish, too. Like, these girls almost always are versatile threats offensively as well as in the circle.
2 balls, 1 strike for the pitcher. The 2-1. Ball outside, 3-1. Same count that Morgan had last at bat.
And I see that
we're getting out of hand now to get these dogs. We're literally getting off tripods.
I can see the tail of
this is how much you've seen this on the podcast. This is how much people love softball in our OH.Report family. They're going after the dogs. However, 3-1 pitch, ball 4.
So it was like
no, it's not. Okay,
there.
so it's 3-2 maybe. I don't know what the count is anymore.
We've got 4-1 on our official graphic.
I think it's the second time somebody's, I don't know, whatever. This game's for the dogs.
Let them pitch until we decide it's over.
There's ball 4. And she will take the base nonetheless. Second walk for Morgan here in the game, with 2 away. And once again, Baldner Wise will replace Morgan.
And there it is. Hey, well, we got the dog counter ticking up 1 more. See a couple of.
That was the dog I thought we had in the background when I was talking earlier. The brown.
Nope. It's a newbie.
Nope, we'll give it to them. We'll go. That foul ball almost into the press box.
That's the closest we've had.
This is why we don't focus on the dogs and focus on the game here. Somebody almost got killed. Strike one. That nearly came in here. Despite there being a fence about 10 feet above us. Physics, my friend.
Yeah, our producer now hiding behind his laptop, sensing that this could be a danger zone back here.
Whoa, and she's hit.
Looks like the danger zone actually is where Dalton was standing. As Reimer putting the last two runners aboard, and hey, maybe they can catch a little bit more late inning. 2-out rally in a bottle here for Hillsdale. That's where all their offense has been generated from so far. And that's why Coach Mindy's coming out to have a chit-chat with her senior fireballer, who looks like, I don't know, it's hard to tell. She wears so much emotion out on her sleeve, does Brandolin.
And just making sure she's all right. Maybe, I don't know, could the back be stiffening up a little bit? I hope not. I hope she's all right. It was just, maybe a muscle or something like that, but we'll get that worked out. Hi. How are we all doing here today?
Well, I'm sure if it's Brandolin's call, she's going to stay out there, and she's going to try to pitch through it.
I'm Travis. That's Brian. There's G-Man Garrett Parlett, and you can see his head right there. That's Adam Thompson, our producer.
He's hiding.
Our dog expert, Adam Thompson, I should say.
Well, I believe we've got, of the, 7, 8 dogs we've seen, all different breeds out here. Big variety.
And I got to show this one because is that our friend from the other night, from last night with the ball?
Oh,
I don't know if
a
it
souvenir.
is. Yeah. Back to action. Strike one taken for Molly Goon. Dalton, she's reached in each of her 3 at-bats. She's on first. Morgan on second. Goon had the RBI single in the third. Can she strike again? The 0-1 pitch. Reimer gets the foul off, and it looks like whatever she had, she worked off.
Well, similarly, back a couple innings ago, when Hillsdale was able to have that 2-out rally, a lot of those came with 2 strikes in the count.
Reimer, 0-2 pitch. Can she get out of the inning? Just high, ball one.
Looked like a tough pitch to lay off if you're the batter. Keen eye that time by Goon.
Reimer shaking off her catcher there for a moment. Gets her pitch. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Off the shortstop, no play. Bases are loaded for Hillsdale here with 2 out.
A little surprised, honestly, that they held up Bailey Baldner-Wise there. Didn't elect to send the junior towards the plate. She had a head full of momentum.
I think it kind of caught her off guard. The shortstop was able to get it. Coach Moore surprised by that and didn't want to risk it.
Well, because you got the freshman coming up to the dish, Lacey Huber. That's probably the reason why I would likely send my runner. But who knows? Maybe the 9th grader will come through big.
Coming in for the DP up the bat, number 20, Lacey Huber.
Huber. Stats here have her 0 for 6, 3 walks, 2 runs, and 5 stolen bases. So I guess they got her in there to work the count. We'll see. First pitch to strike.
Yeah, Brandolin wasn't messing around with that one. She just gassed it straight down Main Street. Of course, no swing.
Call this a high leverage situation out there for Reimer. Tying run on second, 2 down here in the 5th.
Bet she's going to just continue to challenge Lacey and put it right over the plate.
The 0-1. Fouled off. She's ahead 0-2. Now she can play around with the pitch or two if she'd like, or just continue to go right at her.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those Rick Vaughn moments. Just reach back, give it everything you got.
Forget the curveball, Ricky. Go for the heater.
12th grader versus the 9th grader. Big moment all the way around.
The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball center.
Oh.
It's over her head.
Oh.
Off the base of the wall. That's going to clear the bases. Hillsdale takes the lead on the pinch hit double by Lacey Huber. My, oh my.
Did I mention that I thought that Coach Hannah Moore's call to stop the runner at third was fantastic because she knew that there was something special in that young lady right there on the way, and boy, was it ever.
What a way to get your first hit of the season. Lacey Huber came within 5 feet of a grand slam in the Wendy Spring Classic. Wow. 5-4 Hillsdale leads. And we're going to, I believe, get a pitching change. Look at this, just off the base of the wall.
Yeah, that was slugs, man. Like you mentioned, that was just a few feet away from making its exit stage center.
And now Kristen Stromack will come in to relieve Reimer. Wow. What a turn of events here. Once again with 2 out. Back in the 3rd inning, 2 out. Walk, walk, single ties the game at 2. Top of the 5th, 2 out. Walk, hit by pitch, single, bases clearing double. And once again, here in the showcase game on a Friday night in Ashland, we've got one quite of a softball game, Brian.
I love the back and forth. I like the peaks and valleys of the game, and for Hillsdale, they're a 2-out rally kind of team tonight. That's all they've needed. That's all their offense has come so far. 5 runs generated when the chips were down, if you want to call it that type of situation. They've been able to come up with the clutch hits, and you know, that's a sign of a great program, something that Hillsdale certainly is. And for Ashland, a team, even though they're the much bigger school and they've got tons of talent on this team, still trying to play themselves in a position where they are that type of squad. But getting this young lady back into the mix, who pitched last night, gave up just 5 hits, 1 run, a lot of quality D in a win over West Holmes. 11-1 victory on the road last night. You know, this could be a big piece of their puzzle.
First pitch taken for a ball by Stromack. In at shortstop now. That's number 5, Serena Miller.
Check swing there.
Mast works the count to 1-1. That ball fouled off, past our heads. 1 ball, 2 strike count, and Stromack with a chance to get Ashland back into the dugout after the momentum shifting pinch hit double. And now the Hillsdale dugout starting to get loud. The 1-2, high ball 2.
Looks like one of our canine friends is going to be taken off for the evening.
Or
is this a new one? Oh, it is, I'm told. Okay. So
getting the royal treatment too. Carried everywhere. Strike 3 looking on the field. That'll do it for the 5th inning, but Lacey Huber, a bases clearing 2-out double, gives Hillsdale the 5-4 lead. We head bottom 5 live and free on the OH.Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Bottom of the 5th here at Brookside Park in front of the over 500 fans and canines in attendance tonight. Great night for softball and great inning for Hillsdale in the top, Brian.
What a gutsy at bat. Lacey Huber, the freshman, huge.
On an 0-2 pitch.
Huge hit off of a senior who's going to be a record setter when it's all said and done for Ashland. I mean, that's one that she's going to remember for a while. She'll be telling that story.
First pitch, Stromack out the center, makes the catch. Nice job by Fikes to follow the ball as the wind was carrying it and make the play. 1 down. And this is something Hillsdale needs to do now in the bottom of the inning, because we saw this when they tied the game a couple innings ago. Ashland immediately got the lead back. If they can get a 1-2-3 inning, a lot of momentum will stay on their side as we go to the 6th. Avery Iceman up. There's your updated attendance numbers. Over 500 people and dogs in attendance. 492 people, 9 dogs. And this is great, especially the attendance numbers for the 10 scholarships of $1,000 that's going to be going out to Ashland County softball, high school softball players this season.
Yeah, one of the truly great parts about this tournament is I'm sure that dollar amount has just continued to go up year after year as this tournament's continued to grow, become the spectacle that it is today.
Morgan ahead 0-2. Pulls the string, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Yeah, that was a, well, now that I got dogs on my brain, that was kind of like walk the dog with the yo-yo right there.
That was
just
a
pop
jaw,
that baby down.
Was a jaw dropper by G-Man over here. He's, woo. I looked at him. I think you and I would be just completely spun around on that thing, completely fooled. It's crazy how they can do that by just stopping their hand right as they let go. First pitch fouled off. Morgan's ahead again.
That's right, but this girl is throwing perfect strikes every time. You know, usually they either get a little high or a little low, you know, and inside, outside because they don't have that good of control. This girl controls every.
Reimer up. Takes strike 2.
What an inning so far for Taylor Morgan. If she can get one more here, set him down in order.
And it was her both times starting off that rally with a walk. And just her starting the rally and then shutting things down in the bottom of the inning would be such a boost to her. 0-2, low ball 1.
And on the flip side for Brandolin here, behind in the count, but we know she's got power. 2 dingers already on the season.
Yeah, what would it do for Ashland if she could tie the game up with one swing here? The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. No, foul ball. She stays alive. Just got a piece of it on her hands. Yep, got the foul ball.
That's right. She got bigger only game that year, I think, maybe. Because that's when I think they went to state and won.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Reimer. Ball in the dirt. It's 2-2. Baker on deck. She's the one that flew into that infield fly, double play craziness that happened in the 3rd inning. And that's something you have to look at back on as well. If that doesn't happen, maybe Ashland gets a couple more runs. The 2-2, down the line foul.
Yeah, I really thought that infield fly play, the two-outer, that was a game changer, like you mentioned. A lot of momentum was in the Lady Arrows' favor. They might have been able to bury Hillsdale in some regard, had that knock on down. So I think that's a fair point, that you got to remember that one when you take this full contest into account.
The 2-2 just missed the corner. We're full. And that's the great thing about baseball and softball, is just those one little moments that can completely change the complexion of a game. If they can't get a hit here, down the line you think maybe that changes the game. It's just those one little moments. You see that in all sports, actually. It's a game of inches. Foul ball. She stays alive again. 9th pitch she will be facing here coming up.
Yeah, it's been a fun at bat after falling behind 0-2, I believe. You know, Brandolin's really worked her way back into where we got a payoff pitch type of situation on the way.
Got a comment from Addison Reimer. Let's go, Brandolin.
Crestview Cougar. Gotta imagine some type of relation, right?
Firelands Conference champion, Crestview Cougar. Reimer, the center, diving catch, she got it!
Woo! Hey, how about Lacey Fikes? That was big time, baby.
2 catches in the inning. Ashland goes down in order. It's 5-4 Hillsdale after 5.
Mansfield, Ohio, and surrounding areas, get ready for the extraordinary musical stage play, The Family Matters, coming to the Mansfield Senior High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. on Saturday, April 30th. Featuring an all-star cast of the most talented performers and musicians in all of Ohio. Come out for a night of fun and excitement and a theater experience you won't soon forget. Visit thefamilymatters.net to get your tickets today. It's The Family Matters on Saturday, April 30th. Be there.
Bottom of the order coming up, and we just got an idea. Tomorrow, after the rain clears, it's supposed to be an all right day. Pay $5, bring your dog down here to Brookside Park for the 3 championship games, and we will get you and your dog on the OH.Report live and free. You've seen it all night. That's our 10th dog we've had in this game that we've shown. Bring your dog to the ballpark tomorrow for the 3 championship games, and we'll get you live and free on the OH.Report.
It's not just great softball live and free. It's also the Ashland County Dog Show out here. We want to see the best of the best, all the cutest breeds, the best athletes, the laziest dogs, all the above. Welcome. And you know that our camera guys are going to find them, G-Man, all over it all night.
That's the love of it here for the OH.Report. And we just got a good point from Chris Snow here, the Ashland Times-Gazette. Not only was that Lacey Huber's first hit of the season, that was her first career hit.
Sure.
She is a freshman. In 9 at-bats, she had only 3 walks, was 0 for 6 with 5 Ks. That bases clearing double, her first career hit, so congratulations, Lacey. Probably the biggest hit of your career, of your life so far, comes in the Wendy's Classic to give your team the lead.
Yeah, as I mentioned right after, she'll be talking about that one for a while, even when she's a senior, when she's in college, after the fact. When you look at the Ashland record boards, as that one is smoked to left.
Oh. And, they tried to – that's going to be marked down as a double because nobody touched it, but that was miscommunication by the left and center fielders. Lost it in the lights. And you'll see right here, Chapman heard the footsteps of Atkins and kind of bailed out at the last second, and it's a double for Bennett.
Well, how about the freshmen showing out now for the Lady Falcons? Double now here for Willow Funk. So it's the youngsters in the lineup, and Hannah told us that they had a younger roster in terms of experience, but not necessarily the grade level. But right now, it is these freshmen making the biggest difference in this contest.
Pop up the short, and that's caught for the first out. You just got to think what a boost of confidence that does to these young freshmen getting big hits like this early on in the season too, when you could be called on in key situations in the tournament and know that, hey, I got a couple hits off of some Division I really good pitchers in the Wendy's Classic. I can do this now.
That's a fair point, and I have my fair share of memories. My first time doing something cool at the varsity level. Are you kidding me?
All
Dog
right.
number 11 already coming through. So the dog and pony show continues here at the Wendy's.
Remember to put that in the description tomorrow. Softball and dog show. The Wendy's Spring Classic, Softball Invitational, and OH.Report dog show.
If you would have told me before the start of this game that's what this would evolve into, I would not have guessed it, but I think that it's definitely keeping it entertaining. I find myself now
It's good. It's good stuff.
looking out into the bleachers.
I'll keep you guys focused on the softball. You guys can focus on the animals there. Ball 2 taken by Kylie Ohl. Oh, pops up the right. Got the catch, 2 down. Stromack, not Stromack, but Miller in there to make the catch. 2 down.
The center fielder, number 4, Lacey Fickus.
And Fickus coming up after making the web gem catch to finish the 5th inning. Now's a chance to do some things on the base paths and at the plate.
An insurance run always makes you feel a whole lot better.
Off speed pitch taken for a ball.
So it's crucial clutch at bat here for Fickus.
The 1-0. Swing and a miss on the curveball. It's 1-1. Fickus 0 for 3 with a strikeout so far tonight. Grounded out to short in the 5th inning. Morgan on deck. That spark plug the last 2 times Hillsdale scored. That's taken high for ball number 2.
Well, she's walked a dozen times so far on the season, so Lacey has shown an ability to just be patient out there in the batter's box.
5-4 Hillsdale on the Simonson Construction Services scoreboard. She takes ball 3. Hitters count 3-1. And we have gone over triple digits for the first time on a softball live stream here on Facebook. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It should be a good ending. That ball, high fly ball to left, and Chapman comes in and makes the catch for the 3rd out.
You see the look on her face at it all.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. It remains 5-4 Hillsdale after 5.5.
Chips.
Fritos, man.
Back roads or highways?
Back roads.
College or pro ball?
College.
Mild or spicy?
Ooh, spicy.
Actions or rom-coms?
Rom-coms.
Really? Camper or tent?
Tent.
Lab or poodle? Okay, which Fritos?
That is a tough one.
Fritos. Down for everything. Rock or country? Don't answer that.
Hello, everybody. From our center field camera, run by Hayden Gray, who is very many layers to him out there. Thank you, Hayden, for your work out there. 5-4, Hillsdale leading on the Simonson Construction Services scoreboard. Bottom of the order, and I'm glad we had that picture other than the other one we saw up here. Could have been taken, but I'm not going to go any more of that. But Macy Baker actually will have a pinch hitter. Sydney Heichelbeck will pinch hit for Baker here. Trying to get something going for Ashland in the bottom of the 6th. Takes strike 1. Heichelbeck, 250 average. 3 doubles. All 3 hits are doubles, 1 RBI, 3 runs scored, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
So you're telling me there's a trend here when she gets bat on ball.
Curveball taken for strike 2. Morgan ahead, 0-2.
Seems like Morgan's definitely found a new chunk of confidence here over the last few innings. Really hitting her spots well.
And you think everything changed for her on that double play. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the infield fly, double play. After that, she's really settled down. Has not given up a hit, only 1 hit by pitch, and that runner did not score.
Yeah, well, I likened the play for Ashland like in poker. It's like a runner-runner where it's like boom, boom, oh, and then you get that bad beat. That's kind of how it felt at the time. They had all the momentum. Instead, Hillsdale's able to get out of a tough spot, and ever since, I mean, look at all these strikes.
And Morgan's now, she's found that inside corner, that exact point where the umpire goes from ball to strike on the call. She found that little spot, that thin line, and getting the calls here as of late. The 0-1. Fouled off. She's ahead 0-2 again for the 2nd straight batter. Ashland needs at least 1 hitter to get on base to get to the top of the order. They will have their best hitters up at least in the 7th if they don't get it here. So they will get 1 more solid chance. But there's still time left here in the 6th as well. Ball low. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Pop up, and it's going to drop in. No man's land single. And Schmitz reaches for the first time tonight.
Yeah, 7th hit of the season, as you mentioned, just right where it needed to be, in between the infield and the outfield. And maybe this is exactly what the Lady Arrows need, the spark, to get their engine back up and running, because offensively, they've been stagnant a little bit here for the last few innings.
Hillsdale ready to play the bunt here. Easily will concede that runner to 2nd if they can get an out here. Instead, Miller doesn't even show bunt, takes ball 1. Middle infielders back at double play depth. 1st and 3rd baseman about 10 feet ahead of their bases. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to count.
Miller on the season, the lowest batting average of anybody out here for the Lady Arrows, 125 on the year. Just a couple of hits. So this might be a perfect spot like you were talking about.
She does have 3 sacrifice bunts.
To do just this.
Fouls that one off, 1 and 2. And you know the rule as well. If you bunt foul with 2 strikes, that is an out. So for you softball fans that did not know that rule, if that were to happen, she will be out. But she's still alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Morgan would like to get her out here via the strikeout, not allow the runner to get to 2nd. Ground ball to short. They'll go to 1st, but she beat it out. Infield single.
Wow.
Easily, the speed gets there. Instead of going to 2nd, they tried to go to 1st, and
I mean, is she wearing PF Flyers or what? I thought for sure that she was going to be toast there at 1st, and instead, she beat it out by quite a large margin.
So the top of the order, Natalie Atkins with the tying runner on second. Go-ahead runner on first now for the Lady Arrows. First pitch high. Makari Chapman on deck. And you got to think Makari's due after the last two at-bats she had, strike out and that pop up the first. The 1-0. In there for a strike. It's 1-1.
Atkins has done an excellent job of getting on base tonight, doing what she needs to as a leadoff hitter. This time, a couple ducks floating out there on the pond, looking to advance.
Ball low, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Before they switched, I was supposed to call Mars game with Hillsdale or Ashland as a wings bracket, and then go back and do the
2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on first and second, one down, bottom 6. Swing and a miss.
Yeah,
that nearly left the glove of the catcher, too. Nice job able to corral that riser, and we're even at 2-2.
That was way upstairs, man. That was like on the 3rd story.
And if you were down on field view, that starts out about at the belly button, finishes over the head. That's how crazy that riser is. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 down. Big strikeout for Morgan.
Yeah, that was icy right there, man. Squeezing some sauce out. Check this out. Boo!
And now Makari Chapman, the player you'd want to be up in this situation, is up right now. Makari Chapman, 6 home runs, 5 of them easily clears the fence. Ball 1 low.
And her next dinger ties the school record for a single season.
What a moment that would be if she could get it here.
Especially off of Wendy's dome.
The dome of Wendy, yeah.
$50
gift card. Although Coach said she could easily clear her head with those home runs.
That should,
1-0.
That should be worth something.
Woo! Swing and a miss. She did swing for the fences there. I'd like to know if anybody's hit Wendy and actually deflated her.
She looks like she's got a few spare pieces on the face region, so she's probably taken a couple pretty good knocks and had to be pieced back together again, Humpty Dumpty style.
The 1-1, fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That headed back halfway up the hill towards our cars, Brian. So what does Morgan do here? She's ahead of the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You try and get her the chase. Do you try that riser that we saw earlier? What do we do? Who knows? We'll find out here in the next couple of seconds. The pitch. Line drive right to second baseman. She bobbles it. Everybody's safe. Bases loaded.
And here comes Haley Lang.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next player has verbally committed to Ohio State, and she's only a junior. Let's give her a big hand.
The Ohio State commit.
The catcher, number 13,
Haley
Haley Lang.
Lang.
Leads the team and runs batted in on the season, Travis. You said that you like having this part of the order up, certainly.
Swings in on the hand, strike 1. That was an error ruled on the second baseman for the bobble. So no hit for Chapman, but like I said, you just hit it and play. If you reach, it doesn't matter. Ooh, bases full of Lady Arrows. 2 out, bottom 6. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Morgan ahead, 0-2.
And I think she's chasing a little bit here these first couple of pitches. She was trying to put herself in the hero chair.
That riser with a bit of a curve. I don't know how you cry. I don't know, whatever. Screwball? That's what it is. It's probably a screwball. Nonetheless, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. She gets out of it. Taylor Morgan strikes out the Ohio State commit to leave Ashland off the board. After 6 innings, Hillsdale 5, Ashland 4, live and free on the OH.Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Back here, top of the 7th inning. 5 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Lady Falcons. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Lady Arrows. Taylor Morgan with the biggest strikeout of the season in the bottom of the 6th to get Ohio State commit Haley Lang on 3 straight pitches. And now Morgan gets to lead off the top of the 7th. She takes strike 1.
And we were just talking in between the inning here that she's been the one to get on base to start off the scoring production for Hillsdale so far.
Garrett Parlett doing some calisthenics to help our other camera guys out. Line drive, caught easily by the second baseman, 1 down. That'll bring up Dalton. 1 for 1, also with a walk, hit by pitch in the 5th inning. She also scored. Just outside, ball 1. Due up in the bottom of the 7th, Stromack, Iceman, and Reimer. Middle of the order for Ashland if they can get out of the inning clean. Ball 2 taken by Dalton. Dalton with the highest average of anybody, I believe, that we've covered at least here this weekend. Near 700. Takes ball 3 inside.
Yeah,
Add that to 2 walks too, so her on-base percentage well over 700. And she could add on here with another walk.
Pretty ridiculous numbers.
The 3-0. Just on the corner for strike 1. The 3-1, fly ball, left field, big fly, home run over the big fence. She crushed that. My goodness. Did I mention she hit over 700? Home run number 2 on the season makes it 6-4 Hillsdale. Wow. She got all of that. Well over the big fence.
Whew. Yeah, she must have had a Wendy's double or something for lunch today. A lot of power behind that swing. Murders it over the deep
easily
green
on
ball.
The Brookside drive out there beyond left field. It's like playing at Wrigley Field. She just hit it on the Waveland Avenue. 6-4 Hillsdale leads here in the 7th. A huge insurance run for Taylor Morgan. Molly Goon takes ball 1.
I think they're still looking for that ball. It might be rolling down that avenue.
Feel bad for the folks on Ellis Avenue just beyond here. Somebody's got a souvenir in their backyard right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down here in the 7th. That was absolutely crushed. The 1-2 line drive. Stays up, diving catch. Nice job there. Atkins with another web gem.
Yeah, she had a perfect beat on that one. Check this out on the Mohican Adventures replay. This thing smokes. It's a base hit, and more often than not, it just came crashing in. Perfect dive for the out.
2 down here, top 7.
And here's Huber, who last time she came up to the dish supplied the largest memory of the night, one that I'm sure she's not going to forget. Big 2-run double for her first career hit.
1 ball and 1 strike here. Fouls that off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Her first career. That's, like you said, that's going to be something she will remember forever.
Especially the pitcher that she did it against, the big stage. And that's probably, I don't know, more what you could expect after the big moment. A letdown likely to follow.
Big fly by Dalton, though, extends the lead to 6-4. Ashland needs 2 to extend in the 7th, right here live and free on the OH.Report.
Mansfield, Ohio, and surrounding areas, get ready for the extraordinary musical stage play, The Family Matters, coming to the Mansfield Senior High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. on Saturday, April 30th. Featuring an all-star cast of the most talented performers and musicians in all of Ohio. Come out for a night of fun and excitement and a theater experience you won't soon forget. Visit thefamilymatters.net to get your tickets today. It's The Family Matters on Saturday, April 30th. Be there.
Bottom of the 7th. 6-4 Hillsdale as Kristen Stromack takes strike 1 from Taylor Morgan.
Big at bat for her. Welcome back to the lineup, Kristen. Just her 2nd game of the season.
2 for 3 tonight, single and a double, and they'll need her to get on to have a chance to tie this up. Fly ball, right field, but right under it and caught by Mast, 1 away. Just got a little bit too much under it.
Well, this Lady Falcons defense has done an excellent job of backing up Taylor Morgan here over these last several innings. And they're in a groove, man, just overall collectively as a team, as a unit. They're working in tandem, in unison, and that's why they're in front.
Iceman takes strike 1, low, right at the knees. As the wind starts picking up once again.
Yeah, a few big gusts coming through right now. Obviously, it's going to have some impact on the ball flight here from the pitcher to the catcher.
The 0-1 pitch. That went a little too low, 1-1.
Iceman hasn't had a very successful night at the dish here this evening.
There's Keystone.
Boy, they're just always having a good time, right?
Their semifinal, which will go on later tonight. Well, when you're the Division II defending state champions, you can.
Well, their
a good time.
pregame is unlike any other team that I've seen. They have different, like, hand claps and these group drills that they do with one another that involve chants, so that their team camaraderie it's on a level that I don't think a lot of teams get to. That's why they're the champs.
2-2 the count here. On that, another low pitch that Avery Eisman tried to go for. Reimer on deck, the 2-2. Fouled off, just got a piece of it.
Yeah, that was an interesting looking pitch. Looked like it stayed up in the zone. Eisman just a fraction off of that one.
Lady Arrows need a runner on to stay alive. Ground ball to short, bobbled. She's going to reach, and there's the runner. E6. But Eisman doesn't care. She's on first to bring up the tying run. And Brandolyn Reimer, and you know she wants to have a chance at redemption here.
You know, this is what big-time softball on the main field at Brookside Park for the featured showcase spotlight game. This is what it's all about. Big opportunity here. Pitcher-on-pitcher battle with Brandolyn getting the start tonight. See if she can come through with a critical hit.
Ooh, she went for the fences there. Swings through it, strike one. I want to thank Jordan Washington for the 99 stars. It's good enough for a Frosty.
Let's go, Jordan.
Appreciate you, sir. Tying run at the plate. One away here, bottom 7. The 0-1. Line drive, base hit, tying run on first. Second hit of the night, third hit of the night for Reimer. She's 3 for 4. And now the winning run comes to the plate. And Marcy Baker.
And we got tournament director John Davis just walked in. Perfect timing for the dramatic finale here.
The pitch looking for the bunt.
And John letting us know, well, we'll just let him tell you.
Yeah, we'll let him tell us.
Where are you coming from, John?
I just got back from Hillsdale High School. We had a couple games over there. Maslin Perry beat Milford 13-3 in 6 innings. And then the nightcap, the 6 o'clock game was Anthony Wayne beat Poland Seminary 1-0. Heck of a ball game.
So General's going to be moving on to the championship.
Yes.
We'll get them again tomorrow. No balls, 2 strikes. Hillsdale, big comeback here, John. Got the lead, a huge home run over the second fence as well.
Yeah, I was out there updating the brackets when that ball was hit. I heard the truck it hit.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Huge homer. That pop-up brings 2 outs now.
Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a Huntington debit card, last name Akers, turned in over at
So you walked in, perfect timing here, a lot of drama. It's been a good back and forth contest, and we really appreciate that you made this a first-round matchup. The 2 local teams, big rivalry, and it's got a nice crowd on hand tonight.
Yeah, I was very happy when I walked in and saw the crowd we've got here. Obviously a very loud crowd too, which is great. A lot of enthusiasm, and a close back and forth ball game like this will help that. But yeah, we tried to do that with our Friday night 6 o'clock or so ball game. Is try to play 2 of the local teams, and just to, well, you know, obviously it draws a lot of attention here.
The 0-1 up high, 1-1.
Yeah, a lot of juice in this game, of course. Hillsdale, one of the most storied programs in the history of the state in Division IV. Ashland, such an excellent roster that they've assembled this year, and it's been a great game back and forth from start to finish.
I'm not going to take a whole lot of credit on that, just because of the fact that we rotate these 3 teams. This is how it worked out this year. It was Ashland and Hillsdale's turn, I'll have to look to see whose turn it is next year. But it's always great, like you said, when you get the two local teams and they just put together one heck of a battle.
Well, it's okay to take a bow sometimes, John, when the master plan works out.
Got you nearly 500 people in here to watch this one and about 12 dogs. Ground ball, just foul. Remains 1-2, but yeah, this is a perfect day for softball as well, John.
Yes, and unfortunately, I'm not sure what we've got in store for tomorrow, but let's enjoy today and worry about tomorrow later. It's funny you say that about the dogs too, because I was actually getting emails last night wanting to know if this was a dog-friendly tournament. And I explained to them how we actually had dogs fetching last night foul balls.
Yes, we had that. We actually had that on our stream.
Yeah, we've had a dog counter so far going today. It's been a treat to keep an eye on all these canines.
Well, I'm glad that people feel comfortable enough to come out here and bring their dogs and enjoy, especially the beautiful weather that we had today.
2-2 count. Fouled off. Will go again. Ashland's still alive. Reimer has to come around to score if Ashland wants to extend this. After leading 4-2, a bases clearing double in the 5th inning by freshman Lacey Huber. What a way to get your first career hit, John.
Wow.
Gave them the 5-4 lead, and then the mammoth home run by Dalton in the 6th. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball. Diving stop. Flip to second. Got her. Oh, my goodness. What a way to finish it. Hillsdale on the web gem wins it 6-4. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's a sick effort right there to go ahead and punch their ticket to the next round. Lady Falcons moving on to the semifinals with Hannah Miller giving it up.
Your final, Hillsdale 6, Ashland 4. Take a bow, John, on this one.
Well, in that case, it was my master plan, of
That's
course.
what we thought all along, baby.
6-4 Hillsdale. We'll take a break. Brian will be back with our MVP and much more in the post game. You're watching high school softball live and free on the OH.Report.
Chips.
Fritos, man.
Back roads or highways?
Back roads.
College or pro ball?
College.
Mild or spicy?
Ooh, spicy.
Actions or rom-coms?
Rom-coms.
Really? Camper or tent?
Tent.
Lab or poodle? Okay, which Fritos?
That is a tough one.
Fritos. Down for everything. Rock or country? Don't answer that.
Time now for the Frito-Lay post-game show. What a game here in the showcase game on Friday night at 6 o'clock. Ashland falling to Hillsdale 6-4. Hillsdale scoring 4 runs in the final 3 innings, including the bases clearing Lacey Huber double with 2 out in the 5th, and then the monster Dalton home run in the 7th. Hits by inning. Hits by inning for both sides. Two hits for Ashland as they scored twice. 3 hits for Hillsdale. They got on the board first. 3 more for Ashland in the 3rd inning. 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. 2 by Hillsdale in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. Able to work a lot of walks in this one. Just what a great game by both sides. These are 2 teams. Hillsdale, a perennial power. Ashland, one of those teams that have a chance to really compete in the OCC this year. And both teams will still get a chance to play. Ashland will get 2 more games at least. Hillsdale, they're on to the semifinal tomorrow, but it just depends where these games are going to be played due to the fact of the weather coming in tonight. You know, John Davis and everybody here at the Wendy's Classic will be working hard to get the fields ready tomorrow. But they do have one more game, a semifinal going on tonight, so we'll find out who one of our games will be in the championship between Centerville and Keystone. We're going to take one more break and be back with Brian and our MVP right after this, live and free on the OH.Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Mansfield, Ohio, and surrounding areas, get ready for the extraordinary musical stage play, The Family Matters, coming to the Mansfield Senior High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. on Saturday, April 30th. Featuring an all-star cast of the most talented performers and musicians in all of Ohio. Come out for a night of fun and excitement and a theater experience you won't soon forget. Visit thefamilymatters.net to get your tickets today. It's The Family Matters on Saturday, April 30th. Be there.
Nervous? Oh, Blaze. Brings back so many good memories. Remember our road trip in '97? Our first real heart-to-heart?
I've never seen any of your movies! Not even the ones we're in together!
Hey, do you remember when that stalker kidnapped us?
Yes!
Blaze was there.
Blaze. Do you have barbecue? Or cheddar jalapeno?
Ooh. Oh, remember when we stumbled into that turf war? Remember when you bought your first house?
Hi! I'm Seth!
Those are good times. They were golden. You ready? Seth, do you?
I do.
And Janet, do you?
That's a yes. I love this lady! Best friend of my life!
Back now with our OH.Report MVP, the winning pitcher, Taylor Morgan. 3 earned runs, 9 hits, 8 Ks, and a walk. But most importantly, you get the dub. You knock off Ashland. You're on the main stage here, so it's a county rivalry. A lot of fans here in attendance. How much fun was this game to be part of, and how nice is it to get that win?
It was incredibly fun. I think we definitely deserved to come out here and push ourselves because last game was also a really big game, so we kind of brought it on to today, and it was really fun.
Yeah, 3 straight wins for you girls now, so you're starting to generate a little bit of momentum. It was a young team in terms of varsity experience heading into the season. Where do you feel like you're at right now at this point?
I honestly think it's hard to tell because like we've put so much work in the off season. It's kind of just like finally proving ourselves.
Your defense backed you up a ton of some plays tonight. I had some really spectacular fielding. I imagine that's got to make you feel pretty comfortable when you're in the circle.
100%. I really trust them a lot.
And for you as a pitcher, Ashland got you hang your head and, you know, maybe think, maybe it's not my night, but you hung tough and you battled through it. What can you say about yourself as a player and just being able to work through the hard times?
You know, I really try to be as prove like I can be out there myself, but I also really like to put my I believe in my defense, and I know that they're backing me up. So no matter how rough it is or if I'm off, I hit my spot, I know that they're back there, and that's really a great feeling to have.
This is the 3rd time on this main field that we've done a live stream the last couple of days where a D4 knocks off a D1. What do you think that says about the small schools being able to go toe-to-toe with some of the big city teams?
Honestly, I think it just really ranks really don't, they matter obviously, but sometimes it doesn't matter if you're D1 or D4, you know, obviously. We showed it tonight.
Well, you got a shout-out from somebody in the crowd over here, and now it's your chance to give a shout-out. Anybody who might be watching who you want to give some love to.
My dad. He told me, shout out my dad, so thanks, Dad. Love you.
Yeah, if you want dinner tonight, that's probably a good call. So our OH.Report MVP, I know I got something for you somewhere in this pocket. Here we go. You got a magnet. You can put that on your fridge or wherever you want. Thank you so much, Taylor. Big performance tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's going to wrap up a really wild game here at Brookside Park. Probably the most fun that I've had so far during this tournament. This young lady was a big part of it. And we're going to be back 3 championship games tomorrow, so tune in live and free right here exclusively on the OH Report. So long for now.